Yeah, the rand has been weakening strategically over the past few years. Started initially when quantitative easing came to a halt in the United States. And so there was some glimmer of hope that started emerging in advanced economies. And from that period, we saw that every single year the rand would weaken for about 10 to 13%. So we've moved from about 13 to current levels, which are hitting about 17 to the dollar. Now, as I've alluded to, the main weakening, of course, is taking place against the United States dollar, which is one of the fastest growing economies currently at the moment, standing at about 3.7, estimated to be even higher for the period ended at 2015. But there were a few news headlights that also took center stage in December, which contributed to the weakening rand. And that was the announcement that Zuma had made regarding the Minister of Finance, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. But that continued to add to the uncertainty that that is currently wavering within South Africa. So we had a lot of investors disinvesting from SA.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of capital flight, and that contributed to the rand weakening even further. Now, regarding whether we're going to continue having downward pressure, that can be expected. The situation in South Africa in terms of economic-wise growth is expected to be just above 1%, if not below that. We've got high inflation of about 6%. We've got unemployment, which is basically staggered at about 25%. We've got an estimated 50% less food production that expected to come out of South Africa. We've got the fact that a lot of disinvestment is taking place from emerging markets in any case, regardless of whether it's just South Africa. So you couple all of those factors in, and it is warranted to say that the rand could stay weaker longer than have any glimmer of hope to strengthen.
Yeah. So, Mr. Kavisha, as the rand weakens, should we look, at possibilities of delinking, that is, from the South African rand?
Well, there's been a lot of talk regarding delinking, especially on social media,
Yes.
and a few people have been making their commentary regarding that. And personally, I find it quite interesting. It's only when the rand weakens that people are having that discussion of maybe we should exit, which tend to be the case for a lot of countries. Case study and point would be Greece, though. That is the situation that Namibia would face if it does choose to go down the delinking route. The Greece delinked from the euro, and we could already see what happened in a situation like that, where you are linked to a certain trade bloc and then you choose to have a separate currency operating. In a small economy like Namibia, where we don't have sufficient output to support demand for our own products, our reserve levels are quite low at just about 22 billion Namibian dollars, which is less than 2,000 USD. So we don't have enough support to be able to sustain our own currency right now within the market. But to top it off, a lot of the mining contracts, and this is what a lot of people don't realize, a lot of the mining contracts within Namibia right now are contingent on the fact that they are operating from a rand-based sort of currency, just in terms of the operations internationally, because it's a product that's being sold within markets. So I don't foresee the central bank getting into any discussions about delinking it. I do expect a few academic papers coming around that, just to explain a little bit more to the Namibian population why we wouldn't necessarily be delinking from the rand anytime soon. The effects would be even worse.